Alright, Shalom. First of all, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakabudash. Double honors to your apostles and elders of great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are firmly Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this magnitude 3.0 earthquake that shook the UC Berkeley campus an hour before for a planned earthquake drill, on Thursday. And this just proves that you can't really prepare for the Lord's judgments because you don't know when it's going to happen. See, they had this earthquake drill planned, and then an hour before the drill, the Lord sent an earthquake. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. A magnitude 3.0 earthquake shook Berkeley and the East Bay Thursday morning, according to preliminary information from the U.S. Geological Survey. Its epicenter was on the UC Berkeley campus just west of Memorial Stadium. The earthquake was recorded at 9:23 a.m. according to the USGS with a depth of 5.6 miles. So the earthquakes are a good reminder to be prepared. The city of Berkeley provides guidance on what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. Free disaster readiness, basic first aid training, community emergency response team training classes funded by FEMA and administered by the Berkeley Fire Department will be held later this year. Serendipitously, this quake hit an hour before the International Great Shakeout drill scheduled for around 10:20 a.m. Thursday. Nearly 500,000 people were registered to participate in Alameda County. During the drill, participants are urged to practice dropping to the ground, taking cover by getting under a sturdy desk or table, and holding on until the shaking stops. Those who've signed up for MyShake receive a test drill through the app. Thursday morning's quake comes nearly a month after a much stronger 4.3 magnitude quake centered at Elmwood that had force enough to break windows and knock items off shelves. At first, the quake was reported to be magnitude 3.1, but that was downgraded after a USGS review. The epicenter also moved downhill after review. Yeah, but this just goes to show that you're never going to be prepared. At least these wicked people, anyway, are never going to be prepared for the judgments of the Lord. They think that something's supposed to happen later on, and then the Lord has it happen a lot sooner. And this is proof of that. How they had an earthquake drill planned an hour ahead of when the earthquake hit. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And the Lord is visiting with earthquakes. He's visiting different parts of America with earthquakes, and he's visiting different parts of the world with earthquakes. And these earthquakes are going to start hitting more frequently, and they're going to be more intense, and they're going to cause more destruction and even a couple of deaths. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And when you look up the definition of diverse, it means many or multiple. And there are earthquakes happening in many and in multiple places all over the world. 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then, and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the Lord is definitely visiting this world with fires, with storms and tempests, and with earthquakes. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which there are plenty of both, and it's increasing, and the uproars of the people are referring to protests and riots that happen. Verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and powerful works, endings and effects and signs. And these earthquakes are some of those signs. The frequent earthquakes happening all over the world of varying magnitudes. These are some of the signs of the Lord, signs of Him visiting this world. And the signs are going to become a lot more clear. Second Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And with the constant volcano eruptions that are happening, the constant fires that are breaking out, the constant earthquakes, the constant storms and tempests that are manifesting, it's safe to say that we are in some dangerous times. There's division amongst the people, the love of many is waxing cold. The Lord's spirits of vengeance are just out here non-stop executing His judgments. So it's safe to say that we are in the last days and that we are in some perilous times. And it's only going to become more and more clear as the days go by and the judgments increase. More destruction, more people getting wounded and killed. Like it says in 2 Ezra 8:50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they walked in great pride. Things are about to get a lot crazier out here. But those of us who fear the Lord and trust in the Lord and are moving in a righteous manner according to the scriptures, we have faith that the Lord is going to keep His hedge of protection over us. So long as we stay locked in and we don't go astray. These wicked people, they have no idea what's about to happen. Even though the men of the Lord, starting of course with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, have been warning people for decades. And all people still do to this day is scoff and scorn and mock and make jokes and make light of it. And those people are going to be the very same ones crying when the judgments hit them. They're going to be the ones wanting somebody to come save them. They're going to be the ones trying to pray to the Lord. And the Lord is not going to hear their prayers. Because like it says in 1 Peter 3:12, the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and His ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord Yahweh is against them that do evil. So all of these people that scoff and scorn and that say that the Bible is a fairy tale book and that the Lord doesn't actually exist, those are going to be the same people that are going to be, praying to whoever they think is going to listen to them when all hell breaks loose out here. When they're scared, when the lights go out, when there's just nothing but chaos, and it sounds 100 times worse than a war zone around them. Then they're going to want to believe in the Lord. But the Lord is not going to hear them. He's going to let them be scared. He's going to let them suffer. And then he's going to destroy them. That's why I'm constantly saying that in the end, these wicked people, they're going to lose. It may seem like they're prospering right now, but the Lord, he's just setting these people up for the ultimate downfall. And they don't even see it coming. In Proverbs 22:3, it says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." Those of us of the hopeful elect, through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we are able to foresee the evil and hide ourselves. We know that there's going to be great violence and powerful, destructive, deadly storms and tempests and fires and earthquakes and famines and pestilences. We know things are about to get very out of control. But these wicked people, they don't see it. You know, so they're not in any way prepared for what's going to happen. They don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures to keep them comforted. They don't have the angels of the Lord encamped around about them who fear him. They don't have the Lord's hedge of protection over them. They're just out here on their own, just waiting for the judgments of the Lord to just creep up on them like a thief in the night and overtake and destroy them. And that judgment's going to happen a lot sooner rather than later. That's why the men of the Lord are constantly saying we got to stay circumspect and we got to stay on our watch. Because you really never know when the Lord is going to send that judgment. And it's better to always be prepared. There's an old saying in the world, you stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. If you're always ready for something to happen, when it finally does happen, you don't have to scramble to get prepared or get ready for it. See, those of us of the hopeful elect, we gotta keep in mind, like, hey, we're in the last days. So at any moment, the Lord could just unleash some crazy judgment and just cause so much destruction and chaos. And as long as we keep that mindset, we'll always be looking out for it. We'll always be staying prayed up, asking the Lord to keep his hedge of protection over us and our loved ones. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan, Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.